Hello everyone, welcome back to our Python programming course. So far we have learned what is a string, positive indexing and negative indexing, and string slicing in the previous lecture. Now we are entering a new section called string functions. So string functions helps us to perform different operations on strings. The first and most function is length. Let's understand in detail. So let's start here. So let's start with the first function. First function is length function. Let me give a simple definition of this length function. Including letters, digits, spaces, and special character. So this is a simple definition of this, and the syntax is going to be length of string. So let's start with the examples. So our first program is whose name equal to Python. Then let's bring this length of the name. So gives the length of that name Python is 6. Here the variable we have given Python, meaning the variable name stores the string Python. Now Python executes this print and length function starts from the counting every character. So starts from number one. So P at number one, Y number two, like that. And it will going to be end at 6. So it will give direct length of the name. If I enter the string name with spaces, suppose text equal to, so length is 11. So in this, it counts the spaces also. It also counts the spaces. Here, h starts from 1, but Even a space, it counts as letter type. So therefore, the length of this is going to be 11. If I enter the string with numbers and symbols, then also it will count and it will give the length of it. Let's write password equal to Python the rate 123. So length counts everything in the string. So it counts counting starts from P at 1 and it is going to be end at 3. So at the end count will be 3. This is how this length function is going to be work, and important points of this length function means length returns the total number of characters. It counts letters, digits, spaces, and special characters. The return type of length is an integer type. If you observe that, after that, every return type is going to be integer, and length does not modify the original string. Yes. Oh, this is about length function. Now, next function is going to be type function. So now another important built-in function called type function. Whenever we create a variable, Python stores it as particular data type. Sometimes we may not know the data type of a variable. In such situations, we use type of a function. So actually, type of a function returns the data type of a variable or a value. Suppose the syntax is we are going to write type of variable. This is syntax. Let's start with an example. So name is equal to Python. Let's print type of name. So Python creates a variable. No, Python is enclosed in double quotes. Means Python store it as string, as we know. Now it executed print as class string. How means class means the category of the object, and strings str stands for string. So here the output is class str. Let's this is for strings because it is a string type. We have stored it as in memory. Now let's take age equal to 20. So we have given here as a input as integer type means 20. Let's print this. Yes, we have printed here age, and this type of 20 means it's a integer type. So int stands for integer. Let's take example with float data type. Suppose my price is 99.99. Let's print type of price. Yes. So the value 99.99 contains a decimal point. Therefore, Python store it as a float. So we have printed this type of is float type. And let's take an example of Boolean value. So actually, true is a Boolean value. Suppose I give here result equal to true. So let's print. So the output is class of bool means here bool means stands for Boolean. So like real life example, imagine if you are working in a school office, every student record has a category. Student name means text string, and age of means number, means integer, and percentage means decimal like float. And suppose if I paid fee yes or no, it's a Boolean condition. So in this, important points are going to be type. Function means returns the data type of a variable or a value. Or common data types include str means string and int means integer and float as decimal number and bool as boolean. And type function is very useful for debugging and understanding data types. So this is about this type function. Let's continue with another functions, string functions as max and minimum functions. Before that one, let me see whether it's recording or not. Yes. So now we are going to be learn two more important built-in functions like max and minimum value. These functions helps us to find the largest and smallest characters in a string. But remember, Python does not compare characters alphabetically. It compares them using Unicode, means ASCII values. So what is maximum function? Maximum function returns the character with highest Unicode. Let me give a comment. Max maximum function returns the character with highest Unicode, like ASCII value. ASCII value in a string. And the syntax is going to be max of string. So let me give a problem. Let's see an example on this. Suppose name equal to Python. So let's print max. So Python stores the string in function of string contains Python. Now let's print this. It executes the highest because ASCII value for y is 121. For remaining for p it may be 80 and y is of 121 and t is of 116 means highest ASCII value. But maybe we don't know the ASCII values of this. So we are going to be use this max function. So like this, we are going to be use this max function. Let's see the minimum function also. So minimum function means it returns the character with smallest Unicode ASCII value in a string. So minimum of string, let's uncomment this and let's print. Yes, here it prints the value of h. Again, it computes the Unicode values of all characters here. So smallest Unicode value is 80 per. Yes, here smallest code is Unicode value of is per h. So like this is going to be work. And for like real life example, imagine a class where student arranged in according to their roll number wise. Then student with the highest roll number is like max, and student with the lowest roll number is like minimum. So important points in this functions are max function returns the characters with the highest Unicode value, and minimum function returns the character with lowest Unicode value. And these functions work with strings, lists, tuples, and other iterable objects also. Python compares Unicode values and not alphabetical order. So this is about these functions. Let's start with the string methods. Beginning with most commonly used methods, let's start with the string methods also. Now, let me comment this. So we have learned about the max and minimum functions before. Let's start with a new section called string methods. So string method is called using a dot with a string. Let me give an example. Suppose here name dot upper. So let's understand in detail what is upper function here, upper method. So upper method converts all the lower cases letters in a string into uppercase letters. Here the upper method converts all lowercase letters in a string into uppercase letters. So we have seen here, this is syntax we are going to be used. Let's start with the examples so that you can understand. So let's convert suppose name equal to, let's convert this string name dot upper. So before that, let's understand this program step by step. Here I have created the variable. So value store is Python. So Python executes the, now let's, yes, it converted using this method. It converts the all lowercase letters into uppercase letters. This is how it's going to be work. Let's use some mixed case string. In that, we are going to be use all lowercase and uppercase in variable. Suppose text equal to h. So in this, we have used both uppercase and lowercase. Let's run this how it is going to be print. So let's run this. Yes. Even if there is even if there is uppercase letters in the given variable in the before printing, it will be final. Everything it is going to be changed in the uppercase letters. So the letters that are already uppercase remain unchanged. So the output is overall uppercase letters. So let me give a some one of the most important example. Original string remains unchanged. I want to tell that. Suppose it's uncommon this. So yes. So now we are thinking that upper changes the original string. That is not true. So here actually the upper method returns a new string. The original string remains unchanged. Let's see the output of this. First I'm going to print Python and later original string. We observe here second print still displays Python. And only method returns a upper string method say new string. So suppose imagine you're filling out an online application form. The instruction says they enter your name in the capital letters. Even if you type suppose my name, the system converts it to capital letters. This is exactly the what the upper method does. So in this upper converts uppercase method converts all the lowercase to uppercase and uppercase letters remain unchanged and digits and special characters are not affected and upper returns a new string. The original remains unchanged because strings are immutable. This is the most important point to remember. So next we are going to be start with lower method. So if I want to print, so actually this lowercase method converts all the uppercase letters into lowercase letters. So the definition is very simple. The converts all the uppercase letters in a string into lowercase letters. Think you can write. I'll give one example on this so that you can understand very easily. Let's print name dot lower. I will write capital letters on this. Yes, it converts the all the uppercase letters into lowercase letters. This is how this lower method is going to work. Even if I write a mixed letters means lower and upper mix, then also the lower letters is going to be unchanged and only uppercase letters are going to be changed and prints. Yes. So I think you can understand this lower function very easily. Now, next function we are going to be start with title function. So this title method, next we are going to be use title method. Here title like this function we are going to be use now. This title method converts the first letter of every word into uppercase and converts the remaining letters into lowercase. So before I will give a simple example. Suppose name equal to, so let's print name dot. Yes, it printed the starting letters as uppercase and remaining letters into lowercase. This is how this title method is going to be work. Title method checks every word separately. So for the first word, it is going to be capital and remaining letters are going to be lowercase. This is how this title function is going to be work. Now next method we are going to be learn with capitalize method. Let's start with the capitalize method. So capitalize. hmm, So we have seen that the title converts the first letter of every word into uppercase, but difference is that in capitalize method converts only the first character of the entire string into uppercase and converts all the remaining characters into lowercase. This is how this going to be work. Suppose if I we take the same example as we have taken before for title method, let's print name dot capitalize. So it capitalize only the first letter of the Python word. It doesn't capitalize here. So this is the difference between title and capitalize methods. In capitalize methods, this first letter is also becomes capital. But in capitalize functions, only the first letter of this first word becomes capital and this second word of the first letter is remains as a lowercase letter. So this is the difference between capitalize and title method. So let's let's start with the next topic. We learn swap case. Means uppercase to lowercase and lowercase to uppercase. Let me then swap case is most important for interviews also. So swap case method converts all the uppercase letters to lowercase and lowercase letters to uppercase. So let me give an example. Suppose text equal to Python. Here I have taken T as a capital and remaining small letters. Let's print text dot swap case. Let's print this. Yes, it prints the capital letter as small and remaining small letters as capital. This is about web case, and this is the simple example. I think you may understand. And next, we are going to learn with the next method, cast fold. So I'm giving more methods, string methods, so that you have to remember. Cast fold means oh, actually cast fold means cast fold method converts a string into a case sensitive lowercase form. It is more aggressive than lower, and it is mainly used for comparing strings without considering letter case. So basically, if I give example like Python, if I take all the capital letters, so let's think text dot case fold. Yes. So every uppercase letters becomes lowercase. So output is like this. Only in case sensitive form, lowercase form, it is going to be converts a string into a case sensitive lowercase form. This is about case fold. In the next, and thank you for watching this. Let me give us, so before that, let me give another example also. Let me use this find method also. I'm going to give you another method. So find method. So find method searches for a character or a substring in a string and returns the index of its first occurrence. If the character or substring is not found, it returns -1. So let me give you an example. Suppose text equal to Python. Then let's print text dot find. So let's print this. So text means it find its index 2. So index at t is 0 and y at 1. So t is at index 2. So this is how this find method is going to be work. So next we are going to work with, so next we are going to be start with lists. So okay, let's take another lecture for list functions, and we are going to learn about lists in detail in next lecture. Thank you for watching this video.